The Central Bank of Nigeria, at its maiden financial service fair, cancelled members of the banking public on proper use of alternative payment channels, Naira notes consumers' rights and obligation, as well as practical tips on fraud prevention. Welcome back. Welcome to Business Points, where we extract the Nigerian economy and the government policies. I am Kike Lomo Okere. Addressing participants at the fair, which held in Lagos, Acting Director, Corporate Communication Department, CBN, Akamasidi Ali, says the theme of this fair, driving alternative payment channel as tools for financial inclusion, growth and accelerated economic development, is aimed at addressing the imperative of value addition and the link that catalyze SMEs and other economic activities to attain the much needed price stability. She says the objective of the engagement is to sensitize the public on how the bank's policies and innovation can enhance their lives and livelihoods and contribute to the growth and development of Nigerian economy. She noted that the CBN will continue to ensure availability of clean currency. However, she urged participants to see the Naira as a critical symbol of the national identity. The fair featured 5 key presentations to educate participants on efforts of the Apex Bank to expand financial services access across Nigeria, educating participants on how the CBN protects saving, enable loans access, increase home ownership opportunities, and build public trust in the financial system. Ayodeji Ojo from the other Financial Institution Supervision Department says the CBN is implementing key strategies that expand access to service across Nigeria while promoting the adoption and use of secure digital services. In his presentation, Olufemi Fakeyes from the Consumer Protection Financial Inclusion Department outlined 7 fundamental consumers' rights, including the right to be informed, choice, safety and consumers' education, confidentiality, redress, and fair treatment. He also provided practical fraud prevention tips, advising consumers to keep PINs secret, set account limits, avoiding sharing details over phones or SMS, keep cards and PINs separate, maintain SIM lock, and promptly report any suspicious activities. MasterCard has released a comprehensive white paper titled Harnessing the Transformative Power of AI in Africa, revealing the digital jobs on the continent could surge to 230 million by 2030, driven largely by responsible and inclusive adoption of artificial intelligence. The Pan-Africa study examines Africa readiness, opportunities, and roadmap for AI development across key industries, including agriculture, healthcare, education, energy, and finance. It highlights how AI, if developed with local context and integrity, has the potential to revolutionize economic sector and accelerate job creation. Division President, Africa MasterCard, Mark Elliott, says in his statement, Africa's engagement with AI is already reshaping life, not just in labs but in farms, clinics, and classrooms. To unlock its full potential, there is need for investment in infrastructure, data, talent, and policy. The white paper underlines Africa's unique demographic, mobile-first infrastructure and entrepreneurial spirit as critical sector, positioning the continent as a key architect of the AI-driven future. According to the recent data cited in the report, African AI market is projected to grow from 4.5 billion naira in 2025 to 16.5 billion naira in 2030. Chief AI and Data Officer at MasterCard, Greg Ulrich, added that AI is only is only as powerful as the trust behind it. He reiterated the commitment of MasterCard to build AI that is responsible, inclusive, and built to bring value to customers, partners, and employees. He says this innovation with integrity is with integrity. The report details regional development, underscoring the continent's AI potential. In South Africa, it attracted $610 million in AI-focused venture capital in 2023. National plan aimed to develop 300 AI startups and train 5,000 AI professionals by 2030. Kenya National AI Strategy from 2025 to 2030 fosters research and innovation supporting platforms like Teller, which uses mobile data for credit scoring, and Jacaranda Health AI chatbots, Ulilama, which offers maternal health assistance in 5 local languages. Nigeria ranked second in Africa for AI startup, secured $218 million in venture capital investment in 2023, and is leveraging AI for personalized learning through Rising Academies, microfinance with Kuli.ai, and governance with AI tools monitoring public fund allocation. The country's AI market is forecasted to reach $1.4 billion by 2025. Meanwhile, Morocco is emerging as North Africa AI hub with initiative in healthcare, energy, agriculture, and finance. The country's digital 2030 strategy aims to attract $1.1 billion, I beg your pardon, in AI investment and create 240,000 digital jobs by 2030. Despite the optimistic outlook, the white paper warns of challenges including data fragmentation, language exclusion, and inconsistent regulatory framework that could widen the digital divide if not addressed. MasterCard white paper stressed the importance of multi-stakeholder collaboration involving government, fintech, and global partners to responsibly harness AI transformative power and driving inclusive growth across Africa. The research draws an insight from leading African technologists, policymakers, academics, and entrepreneurs, featuring contribution from UNESCO, the African Center for Economic Transformation, and fintech leaders across the region. Nigerian biggest listed companies are grappling with a painful paradox, paying sharply higher interest bill even as they shrink their debt pile. A year of elevated borrowing costs, stubborn inflation, and tighter monetary policy has turned debt servicing into one of the most punishing line items on corporate income statements. The Central Bank of Nigeria aggressive tightening campaign, which has driven the monetary policy rate to 27.5% as of July 2025, has kept Naira borrowing costs at multi-decades high. The CBN has made clear that policy will remain tight until inflation, still in the high 20s, shows decisive signs of cooling. An analysis of 10 large companies across cement, oil and gas, and consumer goods shows aggregate interest expenses surging 31% year-on-year in the first half of 2025 from 411 billion naira to 538.5 billion naira, even though total borrowing fell to 10% of to 6.49 trillion naira. The figure underlines the squeeze. Corporates are paying more for smaller debt balancing, with the most heavily leveraged players feeling the sharpest pain. BUA Cement, for instance, recorded a 250% jump in interest costs despite trimming borrowing slightly. Seplat Nigeria saw finance costs more than double, plus 141% after cutting debt by a fifth. Dangote Cement, with the largest debt load in the sample at 2.4 trillion naira, faced a near minus 65% increase in interest expenses. Even smaller cap names were hit. Lafarge interest bill more than tripled from a small base, while Ardell Holdings saw a 49% rise linked to upstream oil investment. Some companies, however, have bucked the trend. Goa Food slashed finance costs by almost half after reducing borrowing by close to 20%. Nigerian Breweries and Nestle also posted double-digit decline, aided by strategic repayment and stronger cash flow. The pressure from rising finance costs becomes critical when profits fail to keep pace, and here the interest coverage ratio provides a telling gauge on aggregate coverage for 10 companies fell from 24% to 17 times year on year, still well above danger level but masking significant divergence. MTN Nigeria swung from 518 billion naira loss in the first half of 2024 to 415 billion naira profit this year, while boosting operating cash flow from 533 billion naira to nearly 959 billion naira. The CBN has given no signal of imminent rate cuts, suggesting that elevated finance costs will remain a fixed through 2025 in a high inflation economy. Expensive money is not just microeconomic condition, it is a competitive battleground. Let's take a quick short break. We'll be right back. Don't go away, stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's Business Point, where we extract the Nigerian economy and the government policies. The Federal Inland Revenue Service and the Nigerian Customs Service have intensified efforts to deliver the Nigerian National Single Window (NSW) platform within the government first quarter of 2026 deadline. At a high-level meeting held in Abuja, both agencies reviewed ongoing collaboration with the NSW Secretariat and agreed on concrete steps for integration and implementation. The project, launched by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in April 2024, is designed to simplify trade procedure, enhance transparency, and improve Nigeria's competitiveness in global commerce. Recall that the President had directed the NSW Steering Committee to ensure the digital trade platform becomes fully operational by the first quarter of 2026. FIRS Executive Chairman Dr. Zach Adedeji stressed that synergy between the both agencies is crucial to meeting the target date. Dr. Adedeji noted that the integration of revenue collection system between FIRS and customs will not only improve efficiency but also significantly boost the country's non-oil revenue base. NCS Comptroller General Adewale Adeniyi echoes the need for alignment, describing the NSW as a priority policy for the current administration. Adeniyi explained that the goal is to develop a modern trade ecosystem through the integration of advanced technology into clearance and compliance process, ultimately fostering efficiency and reducing bottleneck in the movement of goods. According to NSW Director Tola Fakolade, the project has now moved beyond the assessment stage into the critical development and integration phase. He explained that NSW will function as a central hub linking all relevant government agencies into a unified platform. When fully operational, the NSW is expected to cut cargo clearance times, reduce operational costs, and eliminate bureaucratic delays, enabling Nigerian businesses to trade more efficiently both locally and internationally. Noting that government revenue is projected to grow through reduced leakages and improve compliance, while consumers could benefit from lower price and faster access to goods. Fakolade added that the system will also enhance Nigeria's standing in global trade, attracting foreign investment and creating jobs across multiple sectors. Recall that this national single window launch in April 2024 is a flagship digital trade facilitation initiative of the federal government. It aims to harmonize all trade-related agencies on one portal, enabling importers and exporters to access documentation and clear goods more efficiently by reducing port delays, minimizing human interference, and eliminating overlapping bureaucratic procedure. The NSW is poised to drive increased investment and support economic diversification. The steering committee includes representatives from the Ministry of Finance and Trade, the FIRS, and the Nigerian Customs Service. Nigerian oil output exclude consolidated rose by 11% year-on-year to 1.55 million barrels per day in July, representing the highest monthly production level in 2025. Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Country, OPEC, disclosed this in its August 2025 monthly oil market report. According to OPEC, the national crude oil output increased by 11% year-on-year to 1.559 million barrels per day in July 2025 from 1.386 million barrels per day in the corresponding period of 2024. On a month-on-month basis, the oil output rose marginally by 1.0% to 1.559 million barrels per day from 1.543 million barrels per day in June 2025. According to OPEC, the output in July was the highest in 2025 based on the data obtained from the secondary sources. However, when data obtained from direct communication were considered, OPEC noted that the national oil output increased to 1.559 million barrels per day from 1.307 million barrels per day. The 1.55 million barrels per day is still below the budget of 2025 benchmark of 2.06 million barrels per day at $75 per barrel and 500 naira per dollar exchange rate, but for the third time in excess of OPEC 1.5 million barrel per day quota this year. Meanwhile, Dangote Petroleum Refinery has reduced the gantry price of the premium motor spirit, also known as petrol, to 820 naira per liter from 850 naira per liter as competition heightened in the downstream sector. The company is said to remain committed to serving consumers while stimulating the nation's sustainable development. Group Chief Branding and Communication Officer of Dangote Group, Anthony Chijena, who confirmed this in a statement, says Dangote Refinery has announced a reduction in the ex-depot price of premium motor spirits, commonly referred to as petroleum spirits, by 30 naira from 850 naira to 820 naira per liter, effective from 12th of August 2025. As part of its unwavering commitment to national development, Dangote Petroleum Refinery assures the public of a consistent and uninterrupted supply of petroleum products. In line with the dedication of the operational excellence and sustainable energy solution, Dangote Petroleum Refinery will commence the phased deployment of 4,000 compressed natural gas powered truck for fuel distribution across Nigeria, effective from August 15, 2025. The Dangote Refinery has been determining the pace. Other operators responded by adjusting their depot prices. The African Development Bank has announced support for a new artificial intelligence training initiative to boost the implementation of Africa Continental Development Blueprint Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. In a statement signed by the bank, AFDB indicates that through its Joint Secretariat Support Office, it's provided technical and financial backing for the 5th annual training workshop for African Union member states on harnessing AI for effective monitoring, evaluation, and reporting on the second 10 plan from 2024 to 2033 of the Agenda of 2063. Agenda 2063 is Africa's blueprint and master plan for transforming Africa into a global powerhouse of the future. It is the continent's strategic framework that aims to deliver on its goal for inclusive and sustainable development and is a concrete manifestation of the Pan-Africa drive for unity, self-determination, freedom, progress, and collective prosperity pursued under Pan-Africanism and the Pan-African resilience. All right, this is where we draw the curtain on Business Point today. Join me again tomorrow on Global Television, Channel 365, on DSTV and Star Times on 276. To stay connected, kindly follow us on all our social media platforms at Global TV NG. Till I come your way again, I am Kike Lomo Ukeri. I celebrate you all.